Yes.
And we went straight into the sales portion of it.
Kevin, I'll shoot you an email.
Ready to go?
All right, thank you.
Nice to see you.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
Come on in. Hey.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Gotta check if it was recording. Come on in. Sit down, please.
Should we start now? Yeah, I think we're going.
Yeah, we're on.
Is it okay if I take a seat?
Yeah, please take a seat.
Kevin
Nice to
McGarry
see you,
Show with
Kevin.
Tom James.
Nice to meet you. I really like your suit.
Thank you very much. Hopefully we can find something for you today.
Yeah, thanks.
Just want to hand you that really quick. That's my business card.
Okay.
After this meeting, if anything were to come up, please feel free to call me, text me, email me. I'm here to help whenever I can.
Sounds good.
Is it okay if I take notes today?
Yeah, go ahead, Kevin.
Thank you very much. So, I know that I spoke with your father, Mark, on the phone earlier this week. He had nothing but great things to say about you. He is
Thanks.
super, super happy about
That.
where you're at, of course. My dad would do the same thing. So he told me that you graduated from Harvard Law,
Yeah.
but I mean, even above that, you were on the moot court, which is extremely tough to do, and you graduated as the top law review editor. That's unreal. How'd you do it?
Oh, I don't know. Be myself. Follow my passion. I honestly just did things that I thought were in my interest and just happened to be something I was good at.
That's awesome. I mean, I think that that's kind of the same way I feel about fashion. I mean, it's one of my passions, and so I've kind of went with it, and I've seen great success with it, so I wish you the
That's
best.
great because I am not high on fashion.
Yeah, no, that's something your dad told me. We'll talk. So how long have you been with Fulbright and Jaworski?
I've been going on to 2 years now. A
2
year?
years?
Yeah, almost 2 years. I'm just graduated.
Okay, so you've been with them since graduating?
Mm-hmm.
How have you enjoyed it so far?
It's been good. Definitely there's a lot of dressing up. I prefer to be wearing jeans and t-shirts, not like law school.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good. It's been exciting. It's been interesting. I'm working within the field that I love. So it's good.
That's great. And I mean, kind of transitioning here, I know that your dad, Mark, set aside 20 minutes for us today, and I really appreciate you carving that out. Is that still okay for us today?
It
Great.
is. Thank you.
So, just to kind of set the agenda for today, my goal for today's meeting is kind of just to spend some time really getting to know you and understand your goals.
Okay.
From there, I'd like to show you a little bit about our company and what we have to offer, and then if both of our goals align, look to see what the next steps would be.
Yeah, I think that's a good start.
Sounds fair?
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and get started. Just to kind of start, Alex, tell me, I guess, what it took you to get into such a prestigious law firm that you're in now.
Well, going to Harvard was, it definitely was a bonus. My grades did stand out. And you're asking specifically how I got into this firm? Is that what you asked?
Yeah, I mean, to an extent. I mean, pretty much, Alex. It's clear you've achieved a lot so far. And so, just kind of to go with the big picture, what's your overall career aspirations? Where would you like to see yourself in 5 or 10 years, maybe?
Yeah, definitely. In 5 years, a senior partner, or when I move up.
Okay. That's great. And what do you think it's going to take to get you there?
Well, a lot of billable hours.
Yeah.
So, working a lot.
And do you really see anything, standing in your way of doing that? Do you kind of see yourself going full steam ahead?
Yeah, going straight forward with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. And I know earlier you said that, kind of transitioning more over to the fashion side here. I know that you said that you really weren't into shopping at all or anything like that. And that was one of the things that your father told me as well. So why is that? Why?
He keeps on fussing at me, I should be dressed up, and stand every day. I understand that's the environment that I have to work in because I'm in a law firm, but it's so polar opposite to who I am as a person. I'm super laid back. I prefer to spend my time working or relaxing, and shopping is not on the top of my list. It's not even on my list of priorities. So it's expensive. I can care less about spending money on something that I can reuse. The main solids, you repeat those.
Okay. So, and that makes complete sense. It's definitely, a lot of my clients have felt the exact same way.
Good.
And so you're saying that the time is a big thing for me, or time is a big thing for you, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So how much time would you say you do spend shopping, let's say a month?
Oh, none.
None?
None.
Okay.
I don't want to go to the mall at all.
Okay. And this is a question I kind of should have asked earlier, but I guess, do you do the majority of your shopping, or do you have someone else kind of take care of that for you?
Honestly, when my sister's in the mall or my mom's in the mall, they'll think about me they'll think that fits me. They'll buy it for me, but if it wouldn't be for them, I wouldn't be wearing what I wear. The few suits that I do have were gifted to me. They were a gift, a graduating gift.
Okay.
So I just wore that, and then I had to buy one, but I found it very expensive.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so how much did you said that you have purchased one?
Yeah, I purchased one.
How much did that suit cost you?
Oh gosh, I can't even remember. I remember it was painful to pay for. It was expensive. It was a few $100s, and I thought it was obscene amount of money for something that, you know.
So let's say maybe 300. Would you say is about right?
Yeah, we can say 300. Yeah.
Okay. And the only reason why I asked is, I mean, I'll bring that back up later on when we do go over a little bit of pricing and information like that. But I mean, let's say, how many suits do you have total, and how often do you have to wear them? Do you have to wear them all 5 days?
No, not all days, because not every day I meet with the client.
Okay.
And the days that I do have to do on-site research, I'm probably in an environment that I am not able to wear a suit.
Of course.
So I'm more casual on those days. So maybe 3 days out of the 5 I'm wearing a suit.
Okay. So 3 out of the 5. And how many did you say you had again?
3.
3 suits. Okay, well that makes sense. I mean, you can pretty much rotate one in and out.
Exactly.
That works well. And then, I mean, one of the questions that I asked you earlier is you said that, you know, in 5 years you want to be a senior partner.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I got to ask you, the senior partners in your office, what are they currently wearing?
Boring, buttoned-up suits. They look kind of old. I don't want to portray that same image when I get there. I honestly would want to still have a relaxed, professional look to myself. I don't want to be too stuffy.
So would you say then that you have a difficult time portraying your own style in a professional way?
Yeah, I feel like I do. I feel like what I wear, I am forcing myself to wear.
Okay.
Because I have to.
And you know what? I felt the same. I still sometimes feel the same way. I mean, it's not necessarily that you want to be wearing something, it's that you have to be wearing it.
Exactly.
And that makes a lot of sense. And so the last really big question I want to ask you before jumping into my presentation is, you know, your dad, super successful. He has to wear suits all the time.
Yeah.
What do you think about some of the suits that he wears?
He looks phenomenal. He has the money to spend it. He's the president. You know, and when it comes, I mean, that's why we have the argument of, Dad, you can afford 15 suits that are custom made to you because you have the income, but on my priority list is not up there.
Exactly.
So I wear the 3 that I have.
And I completely understand that. Now, before I begin to tell you a little bit about my company, is there anything else in particular that you would like to discuss with me today regarding your wardrobe or anything else in particular?
No, I told you I don't like to spend money. I don't have time to spend because I need to make money for my company. And I think my fashion is great where it is right now.
Yeah. So just to kind of recap then, if I'm hearing you correctly, when it comes to, you know, shopping in the future, your main concerns are the price. Mm-hmm. You don't have time for it.
No.
And then you also had mentioned, you know, kind of portraying your own style in a professional way.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. Well, if I could show you how Tom James can pretty much help you with all of this, is that something that you might be interested in moving forward?
I can't say I'm interested. I would be interested in it right now, but I will be willing to see what you have to present.
Great, and that's all I can ask you.
Okay.
And so I'm going to start a little presentation here. I'm also going to give you a copy of my slides.
Okay.
After our meeting, if you have any questions or anything like that, you know, feel free to take a look back. And then again, you have my card. So going over this really quickly. Great logo, if I say so myself. So some of the history about us. Okay. We were founded in 1966, so we are a little bit of an older company by a gentleman named Spencer Hayes. Okay. Spencer took his amazing business knowledge and his love for fashion and combined the two to make the world's largest manufacturer and retailer of custom men's and women's clothing. So we have over 100 locations worldwide. I'm not sure if you plan on staying here, if this is where you want to grow.
This is where the firm is.
Well, great. You'll always have an office here, then I can promise you that. We also, though, here's the thing. You know, sometimes you go into a big box store, you have different people come and talk to you every day.
Yep.
Which is something that I know when I walk in, I hate that. Yep. But I also know that every single one that walks up to me might not know everything.
Okay.
So the biggest thing about Tom James for me is that it's not just me you'd be working with. You'd be working with a team of 500 clothiers. So if I don't know the answer for one of your questions, guarantee one of them knows, and one of them has had a similar situation before. So you're really working with a team. Here, it's listed as a few of the countries that we work with. US, Canada, England, France, just to name a few. And like I said earlier, we are the world's largest manufacturer of custom clothing. So we do have the manpower and the backing to support anything you would need.
Okay.
So this is one of the things that really honed in earlier when you mentioned, you have a tough time finding your own style. Our mission is your style, your way, our service.
Okay.
And so what that means is that we are willing completely. If you have an idea, we will help you to achieve it. We will do whatever we need to get you in a style that you feel comfortable in and that you really enjoy wearing.
Okay.
That's huge for me, I know. But the one thing that we'll never settle on is our service. We'll be there for you whenever you need us to and make it convenient for you. So Tom James isn't really in the suit business. We like to say that we're in the people business. Does that make sense?
That makes complete sense, yes.
Now, kind of going into how it works. Do you have any questions so far?
No, we're good. Yeah,
Great.
go on.
So going into how it works, you have 4 main meetings for this.
Okay.
So you have a consultation, which is pretty much what we're having now.
Okay.
We meet on your time, kind of just get to know you, get to understand, what you might be wearing, who you might be interacting with,
Okay.
kind of to see where we can come from. And our goal for this is to see if we can really advise you on what to wear to help you be successful in your wardrobe needs.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now, if we were to move forward from here, the next would be a selection process. So here is where you would take a look at our current lookbooks, as well as you can look at some past ones. And then, we test swatches of some of the finest wool, cashmere, linen, cotton. We have a lot of different materials that we can use.
Okay.
And then from here, we would finalize the details of the product. Some of the, things that we can pick with the finalized details is you can do functional buttonholes. You can do ticket pockets and jackets, contrast stitching, special linings, a lot of different things, which I'm sure you've seen on some of your dad's suits.
Yeah, it's much because I just want to wear them.
Exactly.
But,
and so this is just so you know what we could do. And then the next stage here, after selection, any questions so far?
No, we're good. We're good.
Would be measurement. Now, one of the things that you mentioned earlier is that you have a tough time being comfortable. You're very laid back.
Yeah.
You want to still look professional, but you want to be able to feel comfortable in your own style. This is what we do. So instead of going to the big box stores like you had to purchase your suit before, we take 31 different measurements.
That's a lot.
For a shirt and suit combo. This means that no suit that you wear will be able to fit anyone else. It will be completely comfortable for you. You will feel 100% at ease. Does that make sense?
Yep, that makes sense.
So we also, one of the cool things that we do that a lot of companies don't, is we take visual photos of your posture.
Okay.
So when we send it to the people that are going to make the suit, they can look and say, maybe we should put another stitch here because their shoulder's bent that way or something like that.
Got it. Okay.
Interesting.
That is.
And then the next step after this, we would send the products to tailoring. Depending on what product you would purchase and what materials you would use, 80% of our manufacturing and tailoring happens in the US.
Okay.
And so it does stay here. The biggest thing for us though, and this was a huge selling point for me with the company, is we tailor our suits in factories that we own. So what's that mean for you? No shortcuts.
Okay.
You will never hear the excuse, well, it happened in the factory, we can't control it, because it's our factory.
Got it. Okay.
So the standards that we keep for ourselves is exactly what we keep in our factories.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then finally, and this step could be 1 time, this could be 5 times, it all depends because we want to make this product perfect for you, is the fitting stage.
Got it.
So we will alter as needed for the perfect fit, and all of this is convenient for you. I know that you said time was a big issue.
It is.
And here, I can show you, I know exactly how you feel with that. And many of my other customers have felt the same way. You can look at Peter here at the top. He felt that he didn't have any time for this. He's a super busy man. He's an attorney as well. He would call one of us, if this was one of my boss's clients. Peter would call Kiara and he would ask her what to do, when she would be available. She would go in completely around his convenience.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If he has 5 minutes in between a conference call, if he's on a conference call, she would hop in, do the alterations, and then leave. All of our measurements take 10 minutes. So time, if you hate shopping as much as you say you do, this is the best move. This would be the best move for you then. Okay. You don't have to do any shopping. We come to you. Now, sorry about that. Now, what does it really mean for a custom suit? Because this is something that I know that a lot of people might have questions on.
Yeah, because you guys are expensive. So
exactly.
What is the person paying for?
Exactly. So what you're paying for is you completely get to choose your suit fabric, patterns, everything. And for your shirt, not just for your suit. So we have over 500 suit fabrics and over 250 shirt fabrics. You said comfort was a big thing for you. this is where you're going to find it. I can bring in 500 different swatches to you,
Oh, wow.
and you can go through and feel exactly how each one feels. Again,
A lot.
all
Sounds
around.
like time consuming.
We do it all around your time. I promise. But also, I mean, you said that some days you don't have to wear suits, and so that's another thing. We don't just offer custom suits, we also offer custom trousers, sport coats if you want to go a little bit more casual. That's
Okay.
definitely an option that you have. But the biggest thing about custom clothing is that it fits better and it
Okay.
lasts a lot longer than any sort of mass-produced garments. Our products, on average, being worn twice a week, last 13 years. If you're only wearing your suits once a week, that's 26 years you can be wearing a suit for.
Wow.
How long do you plan on working for?
I have a long way to go. I just started, Kevin.
Exactly. That just put it in perspective. You could have a suit that you could have for forever.
Yeah, it's granted I stay in the same size that I am.
Well, that's also another great thing with Tom James. All of your alterations from here on out, if you were to purchase a suit, are free. We understand that people change. Why would we want you to spend money on such an expensive suit at times that may feel expensive to you? But why would we want you to spend money on that when we can just go ahead and alter it for you?
Got it. Okay, that's helpful.
This is a relationship for a very long time, I promise.
Yep.
So going into some of the collections, here we have men modeling it. The majority of my customers are male. I have pictures of females in the same suits next.
Okay.
But just kind of to show you, so we have 5 different lines ranging from $699 up to $3,200. Okay, so that might be a little bit scary. I'll break it
Yeah.
down in a minute. So here are some of the suits. Could you see yourself wearing any of these in an office setting?
The one all the way to the right, the pantsuit and the
Yeah.
jacket looks much more convenient.
That's one of our most popular ones. So here's some of the packages that we go with. And I know that you said earlier price was a big issue, and so I kind of wanted to go over this with you. Now, I know that we said earlier $300 for your suit, correct?
Yeah.
For your first suit that you purchased.
Mhm.
So let's say that it's $300, and how often do you get your suits dry cleaned?
Gosh, when I remember.
Okay,
To
so
get
let's say
them.
average time is 2 times a year. It's about $20 each time. So let's say
Okay.
40 times a year. If it's a Tom James suit and it would last that long, let's just say it will last that long, you're looking at 26 years. Okay?
Okay.
Now, let's just look at 40 times 26, and this is without the price of alterations.
Okay.
You're looking at over $1,000 right there in dry cleaning in that time period. Plus the 300, you're looking at 34 or $1,300 right now. I'm sorry,
And you're doing the math for the suit that I have right
for
now?
the suit you already have. Okay, this isn't without alterations. Let's say you need 5 alterations throughout the
Yeah.
cost. Alterations are $100 each. Now you're at $1,800
So
for the
are
suit
you-
that you already own.
Telling me that of those $1,800 I would spend, Tom James would have the dry cleaning for me done and...
No. So Tom James would not have the dry cleaning covered. But is what Tom James does offer is their suits only need to be dry cleaned once a year if you wear it twice a week.
Wow.
And so your suits aren't going to need to be dry cleaned as much. You're going to take that $500 away because you're not going to need
Got it. I see
the
what you're
alterations.
saying.
And so pricing wise, it's an investment for the future.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand.
And so I know that, I mean, going through here, here's a classic package would offer you all 500 of our different patterns like you talked about. You said that was a lot?
Yeah, let's
So
go to the cheap one.
let's go away from that.
Just remember that one, Kevin.
Exactly. No, and that's
Price.
that's exactly what I wanted to show you.
Yeah.
That's what you could do. You could also do this. So you know how we said that that your suit now costs you $1,800
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
roughly in the long run. Here at one of our 2 lower end models, you can pay $1,000, almost $800 cheaper than what you paid for your suit in the long run, and you would get 2 suits, a shirt, and accessories with the alterations forever
Wow.
by buying a package. You could also go lower and you could spend $800 and get 1 suit, 2 shirts, and accessories.
Okay. Okay. I'm listening.
Okay? And so I know that the pricing does seem at first a lot, but if you step back and really look at it, one of the main things I like to do with pricing is I like to say, listen, let's look at the quality and compare it with the price,
Yeah.
and then see where that lays out.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Does that kind of answer the price situation?
It does. It does.
Okay. And so, Alex, I mean, at the beginning of the meeting, we kind of discussed, you know, time was an issue, price was an issue, and your style was an issue.
Mhm.
I know that right here we show you all of the different patterns and things like that that are different materials. Would you say that, you know, throughout this conversation we've kind of answered the price and the time and the style questions correctly?
Yeah, you've addressed them.
Okay. And,
Yeah.
okay.
Given
great.
the time that we have.
Great, yeah. And that's the thing. I mean, these are always often meetings and they're often quick. But Alex, I mean, when meeting with a client, you really only get the opportunity to make a first impression once. So I really don't think that we should waste that. How would you say, maybe next Tuesday we can meet and go through the first Tom James suit selection for you and go through measurements?
Yeah, I can give you 10 minutes.
Okay.
I don't know if I would buy yet, so I would have to see the patterns and everything, but 10 minutes would be what I can give you.
Okay, great. Well, we will do a 10-minute meeting then. I'll send you over a calendar invite for next Tuesday. I'll bring some swatches and we can kind of go over steps from there. Okay?
I think that would work.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kevin.
How'd it go?